Can I tell you a story? Imagine you're walking into a jewelry store to buy an engagement ring. What's probably on your mind? Today's the day. I'm about to propose. I hope she loves it. I hope this ring is as beautiful as the life we're about to build together. And honestly, that's exactly how it should be. But here's something most people never think about. That ring already has a story of its own. Long before it ever reached the jewelry store, it may have traveled across countries, been touched by more than a dozen skilled professionals, and taken months to create. Today, I want to make you understand and take you on that journey. Not because I want to make you a jeweler, but because I want to help you understand what you're really buying. I'm Mark Hatamian. I've spent nearly 30 years working in the manufacturing, wholesale, retail, estate buying, luxury watches, and precious metals across 5 different countries. And after all these years, I'm still amazed every time I see a beautiful piece come to life. So, where does it all begin? Actually, there are 2 different ways. Sometimes a designer has an idea. Maybe they sketch a ring inspired by love, nature, or something they've imagined for years. Other times, everything starts with the stone. A manufacturer finds an incredible diamond or gemstone and says, I want to build something around this. Either way, the journey has begun. That sketch becomes a CAD design. Think of CAD as engineering. It's where someone figures out whether that beautiful drawing can actually become a ring someone can wear every day. Once that's approved, a wax model is made, sometimes with a 3D printer, sometimes with a CNC machine. This is the very first time someone can actually hold the ring. It isn't gold yet, but it's no longer just an idea. Next, the wax models are attached together, forming what's called a tree. And no, not that growing outside kind of tree, a jewelry tree. That tree is placed into a mold, the wax disappears, molten gold is poured in, and for the very first time, that ring comes to life. I've actually worked as a wax technician and a caster, and let me tell you, when that casting comes out successfully, it's an incredible feeling. Now, before any stones are set, there's someone almost nobody ever talks about: the stone selector. Imagine a ring with 50 tiny diamonds. Someone has to match every one. The size, the color, the clarity, the brightness. If they don't, your eye notices, even if they don't know why. Then comes what I believe is one of the hardest jobs in jewelry, the stone setter. A setter isn't just placing diamonds. They're positioning every stone, so it sits correctly, holds securely, and reflects light the way it should. That takes patience, experience, and incredible precision. One of my favorite memories is watching my father set a rose-cut diamond. I watched him turn that stone from every angle, making tiny adjustments, never rushing, just patiently working until everything was perfect. That wasn't just jewelry, that was art. After setting, the ring is polished, not once, several times. A true mirror finish doesn't happen in one step. It takes time. If it's white gold, it's usually rhodium plated, giving it that bright white finish people recognize. Then quality control. I sometimes joke that quality control is the therapist of the ring. It asks, is everything okay? Are the stones secure? Are the prongs smooth? Is the ring the right size? Will it catch on clothing? Every tiny detail is checked before anyone ever sees this ring in a jewelry store. I've also been fortunate enough to see manufacturing in several countries: Hong Kong, China, Thailand, Iran, and the United States. Each one taught me something different. Hong Kong showed me beautiful one-of-a-kind craftsmanship. Thailand showed me incredible colored stonework. Iran taught me never to waste precious metals, even the dust mattered. But China completely amazed me. Walking through factories, seeing rows of setters, rows of polishers, watching one design become hundreds of rings that would eventually end up in stores across the country was something I'll never forget. It taught me that almost everything you can imagine can be made. Now let's answer the question everyone eventually asks. Why can 2 rings that look almost identical have completely different prices? Because you're not just paying for gold or diamonds, you're paying for the craftsmanship, design, experience, service. Sometimes you're paying for a brand that spent 100 years earning people's trust. And sometimes you're paying for a local jeweler who had spent decades building that same trust, one customer at a time. I don't believe the goal should always be finding the cheapest ring. I think the goal is understanding what you're paying for, because sometimes paying more is absolutely worth it. One thing I wish every customer understood is that jewelry isn't just something you buy. It's something you buy to make your heart happy. And that's why I started this channel, not to convince you to buy jewelry, not to convince you to sell it, but to help you understand it, so that whenever the time comes to buy, inherit, repair, or sell, you can make that decision with confidence. So the next time you hold a ring, take a second. You're not just holding gold. You're holding the work of designers, engineers, casters, stone selectors, setters, polishers, quality control specialists, and generations of craftsmanship. That ring started as an idea, then became someone's career, then became someone's passion, and finally it became part of someone else's love story. I'm Mark Hatamian. Every week I help people better understand jewelry through lessons I've learned over nearly 30 years in the industry. If there's a question you've always wanted to ask, leave it in the comments. And if you'd like to keep learning with me, I'd love to have you subscribe here and join me on YouTube for more. Thank you for watching.